The mechanical and chemical digestion of carbohydrates, in our case the pasta, begins inside the mouth. Mechanically, the mouth chews the food, grinding it up into smaller bits, where the salivary amylase chemically begins the process of breaking the starch down into the disaccharide maltose. From there, the esophagus will produce a mucus for lubrication, which facilitates the maltose to travel to the stomach. Once inside the stomach, the acidic environment will stop the action of the amylase enzyme as it mechanically digests through the mixing and churning of the stomach to produce chyme. The next part of digestion takes place in the small intestine, or more specifically, the duodenum. At this moment, the pancreas releases pancreatic amylase to complete the breaking down of starch into maltose. From there, the wall of the small intestine creates lactase, sucrase, and maltase. These enzymes break disaccharides into monosaccharides. In this case, the maltase is used to break maltose into glucose. After being digested, glucose can be used for multiple structures. It can either be absorbed into the small intestine or stored inside the liver for later use as glycogen. Other glucose can also be moved through the bloodstream or be converted into energy with the help of the hormone insulin. Inside the mouth, chewing starts the digestion process where it will be swallowed and travel down the esophagus. From there, the protein source will reach the stomach where gastric juice, which are hydrochloric acid, and the enzyme pepsin continue the digestion process. The protein gets broken down into polypeptides, where it travels down to the small intestine. Within the small intestine, the polypeptides are broken down into amino acids by another enzyme called trypsin, which is produced in the pancreas. From there, the amino acids are absorbed into the small intestine where they will enter the bloodstream and repair tissue and building muscle. Inside the mouth, a triglyceride, in our case the Alfredo sauce, is introduced to the lingual lipase, an enzyme that breaks down fats. The fat molecule and enzyme travel down the esophagus where it ends up in the stomach. The highly acidic environment activates the lingual lipase and a new enzyme, gastric lipase, to begin the digestion of the fat molecule. They break down the triglyceride into a diglyceride and a fatty acid. Next, the fat molecules enter the small intestine, where bile will emulsify the fat while pancreatic lipase is released from the pancreas into the small intestine. This enzyme will break the diglyceride and fatty acids into monoglyceride and free fatty acids. From there, the intestinal cells absorb the fats, and long-chain fatty acids form a large lipoprotein called chylomicron that transports fats through the lymphatic system. Eventually, they will enter the blood where they will be delivered to the liver, fat tissue, muscle tissue, and other tissues, or they can be stored or used by cells. Anything left over these digestion processes goes down to the colon and then is eliminated with your stool through your rectum.